back on. And here we are. Hello! It's John. It's Marvel Day, boys! Yes! Everybody, if you know me and you know my personality and how I am, you know Marvel stuff is huge for me. I love a good superhero. And so the brand new Magic set is coming out here really soon. This afternoon, let's see here. It is, about 3 hours ago. This stream from over at PAX just completed and wrapped up, and I'm sure most of you may have probably seen some of these cards, but I was busy at work this afternoon, so I have not had a chance, and I made sure to not see these yet so that we could have a stream just like this. So we're going to go through this debut stream together, and you're literally going to get me reading and checking out these Spider-Man cards for the very first time. So please feel free to go ahead in the chat and and just talk about if you spot anything cool. We'll discuss some of the cards together. This is actually kind of one of the nice things about being able to check this back on the replay is that as we go, I can start and stop this at pretty much any time we want, and we can get a close, in-depth analysis on any of the cards as we are going about them. I'm going to drop that down just a little bit. There we go. Good. Now I can see my meters. All right. So I think, without further ado, we got about 50-ish minutes of video here, so let's get started.
Welcome, PAX West!
I will, let's see. We're going to drop that volume a little bit there.
I am so excited. I'm bursting with excitement to be here today, hosting the
So if anybody popping in, and if let me just do a quick, there we go.
Let's hear who here in the
if anybody popping in, if the YouTube video itself is too loud or anything like that, if audio is not coming through correctly or whatever, please give me a heads up and we can adjust on the fly.
I'm your host, Blake Rasmussen, and
it's our boy Blake.
It's a dream for me because my first love when I was 13 was Magic
He loves this stuff here.
my second love,
So for anybody who isn't familiar on what is actually happening and what is going to be going on here, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to just drop this because
but what really cemented me as a comic book fan
don't really care. There we go.
To be more specific, Spider-Man.
Sorry, so what's actually going on here, in case anybody is not familiar, our next standard booster set is the Universes Beyond Spider-Man product.
Peter Parker, and brought on Miles Morales. Miles Morales is still one of my favorite comic book moments.
Excuse me, sorry, a little parched.
When he saved the multiverse with a hamburger to the
anyways, yeah, so Spider-Man is the next booster product coming up, and this preview, or this debut stream, I guess I should say, is what should be, as far as I'm aware, kicking off. This should be kicking off the actual, what am I saying here? This should be kicking off the actual spoiler season for this booster set. A bit of a smaller one, by my understanding. It's a smaller product, I should say, but it's still going to be impactful, I want to say.
We're going to talk a lot about mechanics. We're going to show you some heroes. We're going to show you a lot of villains. This show's
we're getting heroes and villains. Love to see that.
We have a lot of them.
But I'm excited for this. I really hope. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do well, sales-wise or whatever. I don't think anything is going to top Final Fantasy. I know pre-sale stuff is still kind of kicking about and doing whatever, but
we're going to do it a little bit different. Normally we bring everyone out here and everybody kind of talks.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't take it out. I don't really do this sort of watching something back thing too terribly often. But this is exciting. I like this a lot.
Let's start with someone pretty familiar to all of you Magic fans out here. Let's bring out head designer.
What I'm looking for. I guess I'm sorry. What I should hey, it's Mark and he's wearing a Spider-Man shirt. That tracks. Anyways, we saw some Spider-Man cards not too terribly long ago. Comic-Con brought the sort of early reveal of some of the Spider-Man related stuff, mostly just because basically since Comic-Con and actually at this event, this PAX panel as well, or this PAX event I should say, people were able to get welcome decks for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is kind of being treated as sort of a intro-y sort of product, I would say. So brand new beginner learning decks has kind of been a focus of this year. So because people were going to be getting those decks and the cards were going to end up getting revealed anyways, they kind of did a little bit of a larger reveal as like a early preview just to kind of showcase everything that was in those welcome decks. So what I'm imagining out of this stream is going to be a lot more of the main booster set related stuff, both mechanics, some legendary creatures, some booster fund treatments, whatever. We've got our top man on it. Joseph, you're supposed to be on vacation. Don't be streaming my thing. As much as I would love to have you around, you should be enjoying your cabin days. But thanks for being here all the same. Welcome to the chat room.
We, for the first time ever, had cards that are both modal and they transform. And we showed off Peter Parker and Spider-Man and Miles and Gwen. But we didn't show
all right, see ya.
So our first card up today
dipped in, dipped in, dipped out. I mean, if you stay, you stay. If not,
with Peter Parker.
oh, hello. Who do we have here? Eddie Brock.
Right,
So 2 and a black,
about Eddie Brock.
3/3. I'm gonna. I don't think I need to pause this. It should be up here for a bit. So 2 and a black, legendary human hero villain. Oh, he's a hero and a villain. That's neat. When he enters, return target creature card with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then transforms like these other ones have been able to do. They are both modal double face and they're able to transform. That's sick. And Venom, the lethal protector. 3 and Jund, symbiote hero villain. Menace, trample, haste. Whenever Venom attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw X cards, then you may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is a sacrifice creature's mana value. Interesting.
So your hero deck can play him and your villain.
So you can turn a sacrifice permanent into an equal permanent from,
I want to go deep into the villain.
excuse me, from hand. Interesting. That's very neat. Jund doesn't really like call to me much. Oh, here we go. Behold the Sinister Six. Return up to 6 target creature cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh boy, for 6 and a black. Interesting. That's very cool. You're a black pip away though from Rise of the Dark Realms though. So like, would you? Right? Wait, Dark Realms is 8 mana or 9, something to that degree. Something a spell like this. You're really, really close to just doing Rise of the Dark Realms and just reanimating all the creatures. That's not bad though. I like that card a lot. Like the big mass reanimator. I guess if you hit that kind of cost, because like we haven't really gotten like traditional. This is a Doc Ock we've seen before. That's very cool though. Sorry, what am I getting at here? That previous card. Yeah, I mean, cool reanimator thing is definitely a good commander pick, I would say. Anything that lets you, like, anything that is labeled in a main set like this here that says, oh, you grab from different names, that's an easy pick for us in Commander. Vulture, Scheming Scavenger. It's 5 and a hybrid Dimir. Human Artificer Villain, that tracks. 4/6 with flying. When he attacks, other villains you control gain flying until end of turn. And he's just an uncommon, but that's very expensive, though. 6 drop to get a 4/6 flyer? I don't know about that. Vulture, I feel, I mean, it's an uncommon. I suppose it can't really get much more powerful than that. I guess they could have made it rare, but here we go. Now, Mysterio is my boy. 3 and a blue, 3/3. Human villain. When Mysterio enters, create a 3/3 blue illusion villain creature token for each non-token villain you control. Exile those tokens when Mysterio leaves the battlefield. Okay. I was maybe expecting a little bit more. But that is kind of cool. If, like, you have a whole bunch of villains, Mysterio makes a whole bunch of 3/3s equal to the same villains that you have. This seems fine. Sandman! Shifting Scoundrel, 1 and double green, legendary creature, Sand Elemental villain. Love that. Sandman's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Sandman can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And then for 3 and double green, returns this card and target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oh, very Morrow sorcerer like, you know, where it's like tracking its power toughness equal to your lands and then has a means of coming back into play. I like that. That's very cool.
Okay, so Electro has
Electro, assaulting battery, 1 and double red, human villain, 2/3 flying. You don't lose unspent red mana. Why is he red? I guess. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess electricity.
My favorite card of this bunch, Craven.
It's after they were going a little too fast there, so let's pause that for just a second. 2/3 flying, so you don't lose unspent red. Okay. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, add red. Ooh, it's Bergie again. Uh-oh. And when Electro leaves the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, he deals X damage to target player. Yeah, you store up a big lightning bolt. That is kind of stupid, right? Like, Bergie already sees tons of play in Storm pop-off decks, but you storm and pop off, and then he just retains all that red mana that you generate. Uh-oh. I can imagine somebody crafting up some kind of like ritual-based Electro deck where it's just casting ritual spells. They retain inside of himself, adding an additional red as you cast those rituals, and then just lightning bolt, dang, kill him, burn. Wow. I like that one. That's that's my favorite one so far of the ones shown here. And now we got Craven the Hunter. 1 black and a green, legendary creature, human warrior villain, trample, 4/3. Whenever a creature an opponent controls with the greatest power among creatures that player controls dies, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on Craven the Hunter. Yeah, just kind of very typical Golgari stuff. It wants to be killing the larger creatures, and then he gets bigger. That is kind of cool that it tracks the largest power among the creatures the opponents control, and it's not any bit based on what's on your side of the battlefield. So he can continue to get stronger as he hunts the largest creatures that they control.
Man. And so he starts hunting Spider-Man.
That's neat. I like them.
He cares about how big the creature is.
I think Electro has definitely got to be the most cracked, though.
For Craven the Hunter. Now, we've gone through the 6, but we're not quite done with the Sinister 6 because we also wanted to show off a promo card of Behold the Sinister 6. You can see it here. This is a promo version.
What the heck is that?
Tell the audience how they get this card.
There's 2 ways to get it.
Okay.
One is in the atrium every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There's gonna be a photo opportunity, and that you can get it there.
Okay, I see it. All right, so it's the.
Right now. So on your way out, you guys will get.
Don't leave without one. We've got this card for everyone in the
I'm not crazy.
Again, yeah. Saturday, Sunday, money starting at 3.
I'm not crazy about that. I get the idea what they're going for there. It's like bits of the 6 villains coming together, but.
And we are gonna bring out Jadine Clomparens. Come on out, Jadine.
Kind of a whack piece of artwork on that one, honestly, but the card is neat, though.
All right, have a seat. All right, so Jadine, tell us about yourself. Tell us about what Spider-Man means to you, all that jazz.
Yeah, I am Jadine Clomparens. I am the play design lead for Magic, which means I work on cards in like the last 6 months or so, working on the balance and the final numbers.
So, very neat. Very cool intro so far to the debut. We got to see the Sinister 6, which again, I already saw the Doc Ock. Doc Ock, I feel, is going to be very powerful. I bet there's probably some neat kind of deck where you use like Doc Ock and like Mysterio goes in the same colors as well. Were those all those villain cards were, let's see, wait, so Electro was red. I guess you could build a non-white 4-color deck maybe that uses all the villains, or maybe you lock to just those. Well, who we got here? Spider-Man India.
Yeah, so one of the great things about
3 green and a white, legendary creature, spider, human hero. Has the web slinging ability. We've seen this before. Web slinging, you can cast a spell for its web slinging cost if you also return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. So plays kind of neat with like aggressive style strategies where like you have your things tapped and going in from the attack, and then second main you can pick them up and change that out into something stronger and untapped on your battlefield. That's very cool. And then, whenever you cast a creature spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains flying until end of turn. That just seems fine. That just seems like a very fine, decent card, I suppose. Interesting to see. So, you have to forgive me. My Spider-Man knowledge as a whole is kind of, like, I know of stuff, but, like, it's a little bit limited or whatever. My interpretation of this specific character version of Spider-Man has basically just been the Spider-Verse universe
put on many
version,
different
not
Spider
necessarily
heroes that
from
would
comics.
kinda
So
capture all
seeing
of the
this
different
sort of
ways that
appearance
Spider-Man uses
for
the
the
webs.
character is very
So
neat.
the
It's
web
cool to
slinging
see a
ability is
different
an alternative
interpretation.
path
I
to
suppose.
costing
Glad they
and
kept
casting a card.
the hair look.
It has a
I
different mana
suppose
cost,
it's
always
very cool.
cheaper. And you can use that ability and cast it for that cost if you also return a tapped creature you control to your
That's
hand.
also honestly,
So
this
you
card
get
actually
down
works
early,
very well
representing some
with
of
the
that
web
mobility,
slinging, right? Because like
of
you've
the
played
webs,
something
and at the same
down
time,
in the
you're picking up a
turns
creature that's
prior to
using the web to
playing this
transport
with
it
its
back to
web
your
sling
hand, where maybe it'll
cost,
be a little bit
then
safer,
that
and then
creature
you'll be
is
able to
back in your
reuse it,
hand
get any entry
that you
abilities
then
have,
can
or the set is
replay,
chock full
and
of
that will
different ways to
trigger
benefit from having more creatures to
Spider-Man
play. If you
India's
take a look at the second line on
second
Spider-Man
triggered
India,
ability, which is
you
very
can
neat.
see
That's
such an effect,
probably the
a
most
little
synergistic
trigger
I've
for
seen
creature
web
spells
slinging
that'll
so
benefit
far
you from
across the
recasting
assorted
anything you
spiders
just
who
put back
have
in
it.
your hand.
All right.
That's
for our
neat. I
next
like it.
Mechanic, I want to go into.
Seems like a
the
very good
costume
drafts
closet. Let's
card
pull
as
up
well.
The next card.
Yeah, so costume closet.
Costume
is a
closet.
modified mechanic. Modified is
Behold,
a
the
returning
cosplayer's
mechanic.
room.
We've used it before.
One and a white.
A
This artifact
creatures you
enters with two
control that
1/1
are
counters on it.
equipped, enchanted,
Move a
or have
1/1
counter
counter
on
from
them
this
are considered
artifact on the target
modified.
creature you
And
control.
you
Activate them
have
as a
cards in
sorcery.
the set that
And whenever a
benefit you for having
modified
creatures.
creature you
They
control
represent
leaves
all
the
the different
battlefield,
ways,
put a
in
+1/+1
the world of
counter
Spider-Man
on
to
this
kinda get a
artifact.
boost from having the
Ooh,
right
that's
gear
neat.
or to have some
Very
technology. I
that's
really
kind of
love
neat.
the
Sort of
costume
like
closet here. It's such a great
small
depiction of all
Ozolith,
of the
I
different
guess.
suits, just the
And
idea
it
that
only
you can
tracks to see
continually
if it's
get
a
some boosts.
modified creature.
Yeah.
So
All right,
modified
we
as a
have two
reminder,
very
it actually even
hero-focused
says
cards
right
in a
there
row,
that
which
something
is
is
really cool.
modified
So
if
we're
it
gonna,
has equipment
move
or
back to
auras
villains,
on it as well. So if
and in
anything of
fact,
yours
we are
with an
going to go,
aura
with
leaves, that
Lady
thing got a
Spider-Man's
1/1
latest
counter.
villain. Let's
Oh,
take
it's
a look at
Norman.
Norman
Here he is.
Osborn.
Yeah,
So one in a
there's
blue.
lot
I'm
on
a
this.
pause. One in a blue. 1/1. Norman can't be blocked. Whenever Norman deals combat damage to a player, he connives. Ooh, I like conniving. You draw a card, discard a card, and then if you discard a non-land, you put a +1/+1 counter on him. That's very cool with his transform ability, because any kind of counters or anything that is like on the creature when it goes to transform, that stays on him. So potentially, however big he is on the backside of the card there, any counters that he has already acquired on his front side here, they will retain for him flipped over to the other side. That's very cool. So how do we work on the other side then?
Cards that we've brought you before and you've seen.
I guess I paused it. I maybe should have just let it roll, but that's okay.
Connive is another one of the returning mechanics in this set. It is representing the plot.
Oh, Connive is just back in the set as a whole, even not just as a one-off. That's very cool.
While Peter
I like
Parker is out
conniving.
in the world
That
doing
feels like a
civilian stuff,
villain's
the villains
mechanic.
are
You know
out
what I
on
mean?
scene
They
planning,
introduced
and
it
you
in
as
New
a player will
Capenna,
get
and
to
like that was
plot
kind of
some
like a
too
whole
when you're
big
using these villain
thing
cards.
of
The
that
connive mechanic
world.
allows you,
So
creature
allowing
that's
the
performing
villains to do
action, you draw
conniving
a card,
plots
then
and get
discard a card.
stronger
If you
based on
discard a
how
non-land
long you
card
let
this
them
way,
plot.
you'll
That's
put a
very
+1/+1
that's
counter on the
that's a very
so
cool
you as a player
synergy
are going
with
to
those
sculpt
types
your
of cards.
hand, get your plans in
I like that
motion
a
and
lot.
ready for next, and at the same time, the creatures that are conniving
And then
are
oh
gonna
yeah,
find
that's
themselves a little bit stronger as
Norman
things go on.
transforms
Well,
for
and before
one
we
in
see the backside
Grixis.
of this card, which I guarantee you can guess what the name of it is. This isn't the art section, but I have to point out, I love this art. I love seeing the Green Goblin in Norman Osborn's reflection. There is another aspect.
Are they
of
not
his
going to be showing the
personality,
backside of the
and
card?
Of course, it signals what the backside looks like. So let's take a look.
Oh,
at
they are gonna be
Green
showing it, okay.
Goblin.
Green
Here's
Goblin.
Green Goblin.
One in
Time
Grixis.
for planning is
Goblin,
over.
human
It is
villain,
now
flying
time
menace.
for
Spells
chaos
you
in the
cast
city,
from your graveyard
represented
cost
with
2
the
less.
mayhem
That works with the
mechanic.
connive.
So when the villains
And
are
each
out
non-land
wrecking
card
havoc
in
on
your
the city,
graveyard
we're
has
representing that
mayhem. The
vulnerability
mayhem
with the
cost is
mayhem
equal to
mechanic,
its
which is
mana
new for the
cost.
Spider-Man
You
set.
can cast a card from
It
your
is
graveyard
another
for its
alternative
mayhem
way to
cost.
play
If
a
you
card.
discarded
Cards
it this
with the mayhem
turn, timing
ability,
rules
while
still
they are in
apply.
your
So
graveyard,
it's
if you
a
discarded them this turn,
fixed
you may cast them for
version
your mayhem
of
cost.
madness.
So Green Goblin here is granting the mayhem ability to
Okay,
all the cards in your graveyard. Other
so
cards in
yeah,
the
he
set just have
connives
the
on the
mayhem
front
ability
side, but this
themselves,
back
and
side
those will
doesn't
often have
really
a
care
lower
about
mana
the
cost on the
counters
mayhem
that would have
ability
been
than
on
the
it. So
actual
that
cast,
feels like a little bit of a
cost to
miss.
cast the card.
Um,
So Green Goblin
But
is
then, and then
Norman
also if you're
Osborn here. It's a really
conniving, then
complete
those
package.
things
You
in the
can play the
graveyard
Norman
don't
Osborn
have
map,
the.
get into some
I
time,
don't know.
connive, and then eventually you'll find
Seems
the card you discarded that
fine,
you
but
actually wanna
maybe
cast, and after you attack that
seems to
turn,
be
you can
missing the mark a
transform into
little
the Green
bit
Goblin,
on
move that
like
card you just
how
discarded
it's
the mayhem
utilizing the
ability, and put it back
graveyard.
into play. So just a very cool.
It's
really
fine.
awesome to see how
I've
they
never
tied
really
both
liked
of the
Green
villain
Goblin
mechanics
that
together on this
much
card,
as
and
a
the whole package
as
turned
a
out awesome.
villain.
Well, yeah, I love
My
the story
personal
itself.
favorite has
It's,
still always
Norman
been
Osborn
Mysterio.
schemes and connives on one
I
side,
know
and then
Green Goblin
the
has
Green
kind of
Goblin
become
takes
the
advantage of
like
mayhem
it's
caused by
it's
those
in
schemes
that
and others. It's
bubble
absolutely
of the
perfect. I love it. All right,
iconic
those are the
Spider-Man
mechanics we're talking about
villains,
now.
I guess.
Jadine, I'm gonna swap you for Corey. Let's bring
But
out Corey Bowen.
It's
everyone.
fine.
Come on out, Corey.
Thanks, Green Goblin.
All right, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
All right,
man.
Corey, you know the drill by now. Tell us a bit about yourself and
How's
your
everybody
Spider-Man.
feeling?
Great, well, thanks for
Anybody
having me,
anybody
Blake.
hanging
I'm
out?
Corey
Anybody
Bowen. I'm the
watching?
lead
We
set
seeing
designer,
enjoying some
on
cool cards?
Magic
Anything
Gathering Marvel Spider-Man.
anything
So
stand
excited
out,
to be
cool
here.
and fun to anybody?
As for Spider-Man,
Shout
my
it
experience,
out
I
in
was
the
only, like,
chat. and we'll talk about it. But otherwise, we're going to keep chugging along here. I think we're about 20 minutes in so far, so doing right, doing cool so far. I'm enjoying this.
Even when I was young, I remember going to Free Comic Book Day and walking back home with 3 different Spider-Man comics from different Spider-Man runs. Very, very cool.
Yeah. So Corey, you're here because we're going to talk about a new draft format being introduced with this set called Pick 2 Draft. So give us the.
Oh, now they're going to be talking
So
about the Pick 2
Draft
thing.
is a brand new way that we have to draft. We announced it earlier this year. It's got 2 main differences from a normal, typical draft. The first difference is that you're picking 2 cards every pick. This makes it faster, more fluid, a little bit more speedy and casual. The second difference is you can only draft, or you get to only draft with 4 players instead of 8. So it's so much more accessible, so much easier.
Okay, so that's something I was actually, it was at my card shop just before starting this stream tonight, and I was chatting with the guy that was there, and we were like a little unsure as to like what the rules on that was. So yeah, Pick 2 does, it locks you. You're at 4 players. That's it. 4 players. You're all picking 2 cards. That's just kind of how it goes. It sounds fun. As somebody who lives in an area that draft never fires too terribly often. Oh, what's a city pigeon do? Flying when this creature leaves the battlefield, you make a food token. So your Spider-Man picks up the bird and it leaves a food. Is that bird inside of a donut? What's going on there? All right, that's my favorite art of the set so far. It's just the bird going to go chow down on a hot dog.
There wasn't a city pigeon up on the screen that we all needed to discuss.
I like that a lot. I like the pigeon. I like the pigeon inside of the donut. That's very funny. I love a good visual joke.
With a New York City setting with a whimsical tone with something like City Pigeon.
Man.
The best commons in the set because it's so.
But I guess back to what I was saying is I'm really looking forward to Pick 2 Draft because, like I said, I live in an area where draft doesn't really fire too terribly often at my card shop. So convincing maybe at least 3 other people to go along with that for me as well seems more reasonable than trying to get a shop of Commander people to do a full-scale draft.
What's going on with White Blue?
Right, so White Blue, it uses the modified mechanic that Jadine talked about earlier. Again, a returning
So Spider, we've seen that one before, but we didn't see Spider Suit. Artifact equipment, equip creature gets +2/+2 and is a Spider hero in addition to those other types and equips for 3. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's a classic play on the classic, just like bronze sword sort of mechanic. Just a cheap 1-drop gives a cheap, or it gives a decent, like a +2/+2 is very efficient, I'd say.
Absolutely. All right.
And I'm sure changing it into a Spider hero has some relevance as far as the draft format is concerned. But Prowler, have we seen this Prowler? Menace, whenever another villain you control enters, Prowler connives. That's cool. Doxhawk's henchmen we've seen. That was in the welcome deck reveals.
There's also a lot of villain matters in this.
Clawed
You can
Thief.
see on this Prowler here, and when a villain enters, Prowler
Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, just you play any other villain card, and this one does its looting kind of thing. We've seen a lot of effects like that. Those ones are like, oh, when an artifact enters, it connives. When another creature is power so-and-so less, it connives. That's very fun. I like that a lot.
All right, next, let's go to Red Green.
Right, so
Menace on
every
that
match
naturally
set,
as well.
play
That's very
blue, it's
cool.
big stuff.
Oh, there's
Here we have
Rhino.
and
There he is.
7-drop, and we have
Barreling Brute.
Spider-Rex from one of the
3
more
red,
recent
red,
Spider-Man
green, green.
series.
Human
and
villain.
also, if you
6/7
haven't been reading the
vigilance,
flavor
trample,
text, along
haste,
the way,
and when
this
it
is a great
attacks,
place
if
to
you
remind
cast a spell with
check
mana
out the
value
flavor
4
text,
greater this turn, draw a
/
card.
Spider-Rex, but it's
Okay.
been fantastic.
Right.
Seems
Continue
fine,
on.
I suppose.
This deck really wants to play
It's a
large
big
spells,
boy.
has a
It's
theme
got
of caring
haste,
about
though,
mana value
naturally,
4
too.
greater,
That's
but
very
with
hit.
web-slinging
Like,
and mayhem as
slam!
action mechanics, you're gonna be able to
Oh, and I
cast
guess he'll track
spells mana
himself
value 4
as
greater
well,
without
right?
spending
Because he
full
has
turn. So
haste.
this
You've
deck really
cast
puts
him
those two
for
together, and lets
7,
the dinosaur
so
Spider-Man
swings
instead.
in
Yeah, it's awesome.
immediately and draws you a card because you've
All right,
cast
speaking of
him.
mayhem, let's
It
go
only
with
really,
our
I guess,
last
wouldn't draw a card if
draft
you
pick, which is
reanimated him.
Black Red.
Yes, this is,
We've seen that
again,
Green
mayhem
Goblin.
is a very discard-focused archetype.
When attacks, discard a card, then draw a card for each card you discard. That's fine. This thing, Raging Goblinoids. Goblin Berserker Villain. Haste and Mayhem. Yeah, just another, like, reminds me of the Malastra twins, that vampire with the 2 girls from, I think it was Shadows of Innistrad, that one with Madness. It reminds me of that, kind of. I don't know if
and,
that one
you know,
had
earlier
haste. It
we-
may have
we
had
showed
menace,
the
but
OG Green Goblin,
that
yeah,
that
from
kind of thing.
Osborne. Here we've got Harry. There is another Green Goblin we want to show off at this point. For a very specific
Another
reason. Put
Green
Ultimate
Goblin.
Green Goblin up here.
Oh, Ultimate Green
Yeah,
Goblin.
so,
Hi there.
This is a promo. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But
At the
first,
beginning
talk
of your
about this
upkeep,
card
discard a
that makes
card,
more
then
sense.
create a
Yeah,
treasure
Ultimate Green Goblin,
token,
this is a
and it
Green
has
Goblin
Mayhem
from
for
Ultimate
2 and a
Universe,
hybrid
where he is a
Rakdos.
big hulking goblin.
Neat.
This is one of our favorite Mayhem cards in this set. It's a very powerful Mayhem card.
I like
It's also
that.
hybrid
That's
rare.
very
We're
cool.
promoting this set as well. We're kind of using hybrid at all rarities to really help that pick 2 draft.
So you
format.
just-
But this card's great. It's an overcosted creature. It lets you discard a card.
If you
every
pair
turn.
that
It's
along
treasure,
with
but it
other
also lets
red
you
and
achieve your
black,
Mayhem
like
turn for
impulse
turn.
draw
If
and
you have a
extra
Mayhem
draw,
engine,
like
you can
a
cast this
like
for Mayhem, you
Phyrexian
can
Arena
card
kind of
it.
stuff,
We've had a
and
lot of fun
impulse
Mayhem
off the
cards. We don't know
top,
what
and
else
you
is going
just
to do.
upkeep.
And we're going to show the main set version of this one later.
Discard
but
a
this
card.
promo
Oh,
specifically
discarding is
going to be
not-
available at an
I guess
event.
it's not a
Magic
cost, so
presents
if you're
fan
empty-handed,
friendly
he just
neighborhood
gives
drafts.
you a
That's gonna be
treasure.
taking place at your
That's
local
cool.
WPN stores September 26th through November 13th, so check with them when they're running it. It's going to be the first official opportunity to play the Pick 2 draft format in stores. All you have to do to get this card is go undefeated at one of those events. That's all. Just don't lose ever.
Pick the pigeon.
You pick the pigeon. You will then receive a traditional foil of this Ultimate Green Goblin promo card while supplies last. All right. Thank
Yeah,
you, Corey.
that's
I'm
a
gonna
very
send you
cool
on your
villain
way
card.
again.
I like that
We're
one a
gonna
lot.
bring back out Mark Rosewater again, but we are also going to bring out Sarah Wassel. Come on out.
They seem to be really be nailing it with the red villains
Right.
so far. I'm like of
Mark,
my favorite
welcome back.
villain
Sarah,
cards that
welcome.
they've shown off so
Mark,
far.
right
The
here to
2
me.
of them have been
But
red. It's been
Sarah, why don't
Electro
you
and that
introduce yourself
Goblin.
as well?
Cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah.
The Goblin
Wassel,
obviously
Senior
being
Art Director
Rakdos,
at
but
Magic. I work
They're
primarily on
really
collecting
nailing it
games.
with red
So we
in this
use
set, which
grid
is
and
very cool.
improvise
Like
and
red
alternate
is
versions of the main set.
I don't know if red is like an
Looking ones that we don't
underutilized
change
commander
anything,
color.
but,
It definitely has its
I'm
niches
really
and its
excited to be here to
purpose,
talk
but
about Marvel, to talk about
you know,
Spider-Man.
unless you're doing
I
like
love comic
Grixis-y
book
stuff,
art.
but then again, you're
I
pairing
love
it with other colors in that
festival. It's
regard. So,
been- I love any kind of art
but
that
it's
people can
it's
get their
still
hands
cool.
on.
I'm still kind of thinking
And,
about that
this set in
Electro
particular,
doing
we
like
have
a
some vintage
ritual
stuff
sort
in
of
the set,
style
and
storm
it's
build. That seems
unbelievable.
very
This
silly.
set is really exciting for comic book fans. So we're also going to talk in this section
Ah.
about reprints.
Yeah, I better.
Bonus
I
sheets
hope this.
specifically.
Oh yeah, reprints.
So,
Yeah,
Mark,
yeah.
what's
Let's
going on with the
see.
bonus sheet in this set?
Okay, so one of the things that Magic has always
Bonus
tried to
sheet.
do is we have really amazing art. From the very, very beginning, we've really valued being the forefront of amazing art. But one of the things about partnering with people is Marvel is also known for having really amazing art.
Yes,
And
it is.
so
Marvel has some
how can we
fantastic
get the
art
amazing
on
Marvel art that
stuff.
people love onto Magic cards. And so the idea is we have a bonus sheet where we took famous reprints and put Marvel art on them, original Marvel art.
I think we
like
saw
everybody from the comics.
some of these. I
So we
thought
have
maybe.
7 cards we're going to show you in this section. They're all reprints, all in the bonus sheet, all with this fantastic art. We're going to play a little game, a little audience participation here. We're going to.
I actually can't remember if we've seen any of these or not.
Sarah's gonna
Maybe
talk
we
a little bit
haven't.
about
I'm
it,
not
and
sure,
then
but I
wanna hear some
imagine-
guesses for what card you think it is. So let's put our first image up on the screen.
And I imagine these are going to be.
this.
Yeah, I've seen
So
that. That's like
this is
that's a
big
cover
deal.
of like
This is the first time that Spider-Man showed
Amazing
up
Fantasy
as
number 1.
character in comic books. This was Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962.
Fantasy number
So this
15.
was the
Excuse
cover
me.
that said,
Ah,
"Introducing
comic
Spider-Man."
nerd. He doesn't know his
And this,
comics.
was
Ah.
from the interior
That's
of the
all right.
book.
I'm not a
The
comic
character
reader.
was
Sorry.
designed by Steve Ditko, who's like a giant of the industry. But the cover was actually penciled by Jack Kirby.
Source
Yeah,
material.
like we're gonna have the first time with Ditko and Kirby, which is just insane.
Heroic Intervention,
All
maybe?
Magic
Holding
cards.
your hand. Yeah.
All right, it may take you a couple to get into this, but let's hear some guesses. What do we think this card is? I heard it over here. All right, let's see it. Put it up on the screen.
Yep. Heroic Intervention. Sick.
Yeah, one of the things I want to point out, so this very first comic, one of the things Stan Lee did when he made Spider-Man was at the time, superheroes were kind of larger than life. And the idea was making a superhero that was like an everyday guy. Like he had trouble paying the rent or getting dates. Like, and that really, at the time, was kind of controversial, but was a huge hit. And the idea of making like relatable superheroes, this was the real start of that.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I do like that.
next
I mean,
up,
maybe
let's put
maybe it
a
looks a
piece of
little
art up
too
on the
like
screen.
a little like too
Okay,
much
I hope you can
purple
get
at the
this.
top
This is
there,
one of my
maybe
favorite
to
cards with the
indicate a
card
green
title.
card,
It's
but
emotionally very devastating. So
this
was from
is
1967, so
probably
moving forward in time a little bit. So
Path
at this
to
point now, the comic book is
Exile?
called Amazing Spider-Man. We
that'd
went
be my
from
first
not
guess.
having, from the character being started to now having his own book name. And at this point,
That's a
he's
cool
being
piece of
drawn-
artwork. I've
drawn
never
by
seen that
John
one
Romita
before.
Sr., who was the second in line of Spider-Man artists. One of the cool things about Romita Sr. is that he had kind of a background in romance comics. So he was really good in particular at making the female characters in the Spider-Man universe really like attractive and stylish and beautiful and compelling. So he really like amped up that part of the story a lot.
All right.
And
let's
these
do some
cards,
guesses
these
for
are all
this
still
one.
part of the. These are on the bonus sheet.
I heard it.
You heard it?
I heard it.
Okay, let's throw up Path to Exile. Yeah.
Poor Spidey.
Yeah, so this is from a run called Spider-Man No More, where Peter Parker, it gets to him. There's so much, like, it's so hard being Spider-Man that he walks
Cool to see
away
Path
from
to
being
Exile.
Spider-Man. To exile, I guess. It's a path to exile.
Path,
right,
I
I'm
think,
gonna-
is on
this
Arena.
next one,
All these come to
I'm gonna be really
Arena
aggressive
as
and
well.
guess
So
that
if Path isn't
it's
already on
fantastic,
Arena, it
but
definitely is
it's
going to be now.
It's a little bit more obscure than Path to
Yeah,
Exile. Let's hear from this one.
Okay, so this is going to be a tough one.
What's this
to rate.
all about?
But this is from Amazing Spider-Man number 55 in 1967. That's John Romita Sr. again. I, in particular, have always loved Doc Ock's original haircut. I know that bowl cut was like, I think for
Him
people
in
the
that
60s,
stupid
they would've
bowl
been
cut.
Like, oh, he's a nerd, right? Like that was like a visual indication of that. But this is such a great, like super, super close-up dynamic shot of Doc Ock.
All right, I want to hear some guesses on this one. I don't think I heard it, so let's see. Lorthos the Tidemaker, also known as Doc Ock, armed and dangerous.
So one of the things that we talked about this at San Diego Comic-Con, we're very careful when we choose creature types. So Dr. Octopus is not actually an octopus, so we did not make him creature type octopus. But we couldn't pass the opportunity to make an octopus that is Dr. Octopus.
All right, for this
Cool,
next
Lorthos.
one, which is going to be a layup, guys. We're going to keep the John Romita Sr. train going with this piece
I'm not a fan of
art.
Lorthos, but
Right? This one's got to be.
All right.
Everyone's got to be.
Tell us about this one, Sarah.
Well, I do know that that's not electricity.
Yes, it's not electricity.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's this guy's name, Mark? You want to give them a hint?
Well, his name is the Shocker.
Shock, there you go. All right.
it's just
Yeah,
shock.
every game has a free space.
When we first started working on Spider-Man, there were a couple like low-hanging things. One was, okay, you got to make a J. Jonah Jameson that references Menace, and the other one was we have to have a Shocker with Shock.
Yeah.
So
I think Shock's in
All
the
right,
main set
next
as
up,
well, so
this
this
is
kind
one
of
of my
needs a
favorite
bonus
pieces, and so I don't say
version
that a lot,
of
but
Shock
this
that
one,
you can
it's
just
hard, it resonates,
play in
really
standard
feels
as
good
well.
on the
That's
card.
kind of cool.
So let's throw the next piece of art. up
Shock's
on the
not crazy
screen.
exciting.
This one,
Right?
Sarah.
I know.
Here
so
lies
cool.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I think I've seen
Spoiler
this
alert.
art before, but it's not ringing
So
a
this
bell.
I think we're in the dark ages of comics.
This is probably
is penciled by Mike Zeck
some
and colored by
reanimator
Bob
spell.
McLeod.
I doubt
this is- the book
Animate
is
Dead.
called
They
Spider-Man
don't
32,
like printing that
and,
in
yeah,
modern
somebody
sets
already called it.
anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
reanimate. It's,
Oh,
yeah.
it's just
The
reanimate.
rules text basically reads like a description of the art. It's incredible.
That's
so
cool.
this is from a storyline called Craven's Last Hunt, where Craven buries Spider-Man, and spoiler, he's not dead. But anyway, this is a really famous shot.
But you
That's the guy who
reanimate
did the
him, so he
animated.
had to be
No,
dead.
Perfect. All right.
Exciting.
Next up.
That is cool. Again,
this
with the
was- this
black
was
on that
it.
one,
Well,
that
this was pretty much
really.
on- Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con. So one of the things we did was we made.
Oh,
a
this is the
cycle of
regular
sagas.
art for Craven's
And
Last
that
Hunt.
one
We
of the
have
sagas we showed at San
seen.
Diego Comic-Con was
We saw
Craven's
the
Last Hunt.
comic
And the
booky,
idea
like,
is there's so many great
stretch
storylines,
version
concepts,
of
and stories,
yes, this
and
one.
that just
We
seems like a
saw
perfect
that
way.
one, but we
Yeah.
didn't see the
Like, like,
traditional
like, like,
frame
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that piece of art. That's very
We
cool.
also knew from really early on working on this set, we have really like baby brainstorms at the very, very, very beginning years ago at this point. And
This
we
comic
knew
book
as a
treatment
studio
that
we
they
really
have
wanted
on
to try
some
to
of the
figure out
cards
how to
here is
make
very,
comic
very
cards look
cool.
like
They
comic
they
book
read
pages. And
be-
sagas were like
because
this
you know
perfect
sagas
marriage
are
of, like,
basically
giving us that
telling a
graphic
story from
opportunity.
top to bottom
But
as well. So
simple as
just
this
kind
works
of the
and as well as it's
framing
working, it
of
actually take a lot
a
of work to
comic
kinda,
book
like, tinker
panel
it to
just
get it
sort of
to
makes
come out
sense
well.
in
And
that
the artist
regard.
we worked with here, Lineal Francis, who
It's
has
it's a
done both
very
from Marvel
very
have been
neat
for a long time, and they're just so
type
good at using
of
color, shadow, and
layout
really, like,
for
delineating the
cards.
spaces
I
really
want to
clearly.
say, and I
these
hope
comic panels
like
represent just
outside
one
of
story
this
is.
Spider-Man one, we
We'll
know
have
we've got
another
more
saga we can
Marvel
go on
coming
later.
later. I hope they
All right, we've got
repeat
two
this
more of these
process
left in our
again
little game.
for
Let's throw,
future sets
in
because
my
those
youth,
look
this was,
very
like,
clean
the
and
comic book
concise.
art. So tell us about this one.
Yeah, so this is Todd
This
McFarlane
is-
drawing Spider-Man, and this was like a big moment in
Is this a
the
Todd
character's
McFarlane
design
art,
and,
right?
The design of the webbing even. So Todd McFarlane,
Yeah,
he
Todd
kind of
McFarlane. Okay.
took, like, a little
Not
bit
familiar
to
with
go
this
from the
comic book.
beginning
I've
where
seen
he
this
really,
art
like,
before.
used
It's
Spidey's
it's,
body in
it's
really,
like
arachnid
copied and
kind of
pasted
ways
into
and really,
Oblivion.
like,
A lot of
emphasize that strange
stuff likes to
physiognomy
do
of
that.
What he's like doing as this
What kind of
Spider-Man.
card would this
He also
be
made
though?
the eyes really, really big.
With all the
and that
webbing,
webbing design in particular is something that's been really iconic and has
maybe
stuck
a
with the character.
banishing light
All
sort
right,
of
what's your
effect,
guesses on this one?
perhaps.
Yes! There you go. Nice.
Oh,
That's
spiders.
impressive.
One of the things we were trying to do is cover a lot
Arachnogenesis.
of different eras. This is a really fun era of Spider-Man where they get into like the mythos of what it means, the spider totem, and like, was the spider an accident or was it always destined to bite him? And so this is a really fun storyline.
Yeah. All right, for our
Neat.
final one, we're actually moving forward in time
Arachnogenesis is
quite a
fun.
bit to something a little bit more recent. So let's throw the next piece of art up there.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's
One
that
of
all
my
about?
favorite character designs of all time. Venom is just the
Big,
combination of, like,
spooky Venom. Is he a
total gnarly
that's
fear
got to
and
be some kind of
absolute glee
demon
that
reprint.
this character constantly, like,
They're gonna call it.
uses just like a
They're gonna call it
he's like-
Venom,
it's like a
but it'll
skin
be
mold
a
in the brain.
skin over top
but
of a
this one was
different
2021. Ryan Stegman is
demon,
the artist
maybe?
here,
Demon
and
with a
JP Meyer, and then
sword.
Frank Adams with the colors. And what
No,
What do you
not
think this one is?
Grizzlebrand?
He has wings.
Ooh.
I don't think I've heard it, but let's throw it up there.
Skithiryx.
Skithiryx,
What?
also known as Venom King in Black.
Interesting.
Yeah, the idea of making a venomous venom seems too cool to pass up.
Phyrexian dragon skeleton.
All right, now these are the only.
Huh.
This is the last one we've.
That's
shown
cool.
for
I mean, they already
today,
have
but, Sarah,
Skithiryx
there
in
are
on
going to be
Arena as
more
well, but
left
here's a
comic
different
book
version
included.
of
Yeah, there are
Skithiryx
more
to
of these,
open.
and
Very
we
neat.
have names on Magic cards crediting the art, like
I
Rob
like a good
Bagley,
Skithiryx.
Mobius, Eric Larson, Sarah Pacelli. There's just like chock full of these amazing pieces in the
If
set.
you are a fan of Spider-Man artists, like we've got them in spades. All right. Okay, so people are gonna
That's
want
super
those
cool.
bonus
I like
cards
the bonus
for
sheet stuff.
sure. We
Too bad
have
those
a
are not going to be
range of
super common to
collectible
open.
and cool designs that we've done to create really
Because they
cool
talked about
cards.
those kind of things. When those
Why
bonus
don't you
sheet
walk
stuff
us
kind of
through
pops up,
kind of the
they've
new and
really
shiny?
toned
Sure, yeah.
back
Okay,
about
so we
how
are gonna
often they're
start by looking at
openable
one of the
in
most powerful
play
objects in
boosters.
the
It
universe.
will
One of
happen,
six.
but
I said one of.
yeah.
The Soul
All right.
Stone.
So
you have 3.
yeah, so here we are, the Infinity Stone. So, and this is my first opportunity to kind of really talk about this. Most anybody who knows me and knows how my thoughts have been from this channel content, I've shared on multiple occasions before that in my top bracket of disliked cards is stuff like, especially the Great Henge. I've made it no secret before that I despise. I mean, I know it's a good card, and I have enjoyed playing it on some occasions, on like Arena or whatever, but that is my gripe when it comes with the card. It's good to a fault. There's almost zero downside to having a cards like that in both your decks or on Brawl or Commander and whatever. And so having this kind of being repeated again, at least so far with this case example they've shown with the Soul Stone, as much as I want to like it, I really just think that this is gonna not click. I just don't think it's gonna click with me. There's just gonna be too much like auto includeness when it comes to a card like this and all the future ones that they definitely are going to be printing. So I'm going to have to see the Soul Stone in practice, but I have a gut feeling that this is going to end up becoming one of my least liked cycles of cards if they all end up being in this sort of bubble like how this one's being presented. So
Beautiful versions to pick from. I'm sure you'll pull all 3 of them. So one on the far left is painted by Vulcan Baga, and he mimicked his original like Mox compositions, right? So we're really like Magic and Marvel like together, chocolate and peanut butter, in a beautiful way.
yeah,
The
we know
in-betweener is the one
they're
holding
going to
that
be
Soul
like
Stone,
Mox.
who has like a super sweet color block outfit. And then in the middle we have our Gauntlet version. So you get Thanos, you get comic style, you get that sweet Marvel art. And then on the far right, the most rare, the most precious, this is the Soul Stone, like in the cosmos, and that card has been tricked out with so many print techniques and fancy things that it will feel just as precious.
Yeah,
as
this
the stone itself.
doesn't do it justice. Yeah. So if you're familiar with our headliner program, this is the headliner for this set. This is the only Infinity Stone in this set.
That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can say that. We
Yes.
can say that. All right.
And before we're done, we will do all the Infinity Stones.
What else do we have, Sarah?
Okay, so another thing that we've done with original comic art, in addition to the bonus sheet examples that you were seeing,
Yeah, we
is
saw that
we are
gilded
doing
one is,
classic cover
and that
cards
makes
where we're
sense if they're going to
taking
make all
an
the
original
Infinity
comic
Stones
book
as
cover,
headliners.
and we are turning it into a magic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So on the front side of the card, you've got Peter Parker and Eddie Brock.
Yeah, we
and
saw that.
that's Peter Parker,
I
the first time
love
that he was ever bit by a
I
Spider-Man
love
ever in
that
any universe. That's
that
the
Amazing
art from
Spider-Man
moment.
one. That
So
Venom
he
art
is
one
a
is also
teenager at this
iconic
time
and
in his,
classic.
like,
That's
depictions,
super
which
cool.
I find fascinating that in the 60s this is what a teenager looks
These
like.
are cool.
But
These
then
I
on the-
think
so we've taken
are
actual
my
comic
these are
books
some of
with
my
the original
favorite
wording and everything, but we've replaced the text
interpretations,
with
like
magic
the
text. So you
like
get a
skins, I
miniature comic book
suppose,
cover
or
to put in your deck.
treatments that you can
Really
get
cool.
of cards. These are
All right,
sick.
let's see the next one, the web frame.
Yeah, so here's a
Web
custom
frame,
that
yep,
we
we've
designed
seen
for
these
this set.
before.
This
That's
is
kind of
the web
cool.
frame,
The logo
and
in the
our in-house
background of
designer,
the
Dalton
text box
Pencania,
maybe
really,
feels a little
baked
too
the wording
dark.
on the frame.
Maybe
Todd
that's
McFarlane's
just this
design is really,
digital
like,
render
detailed
that
and
they're
really, like,
using
gnarly.
here for this showcase, but
We really
those
envisioned
the
this
the,
frame,
the
like, the
watermark
size
in
of
the
magic frame
background
with
there
little
sort of
object that Spidey is,
feels
like,
maybe
attached to and swinging
too
along and going around.
bold.
I
It
wanted
makes
to
it a
call it the
little
Speedy
tough
Zone,
to
but no
read
one
some of that
else
white
does.
font.
Marketing overruled her.
But
Yeah,
again,
that's
maybe
a
that's
different
just me.
purpose.
Maybe that's just digital render. But
Okay, what else do we have, Sarah?
Yeah, and so then we have some showcase panel frames.
Not sure, though.
So these are related to that saga we saw before. This was another thing we knew from the beginning that we really wanted to do.
yeah, those
was
look neat.
try
Yeah,
to
we
show
saw
comic grids
We saw the
Magic
Doc
cards
Ock
as Magic
sort
Arts
of
on
like
grids,
this
which is
as
an
well,
important part
where
of
it's like it's the
storytelling,
comic
both
booky
utilizing them
frame.
and obviously breaking them, right? That's
Venom's
those are
very
exciting
cool
moments where you
there.
just pop out and go over those
I
lines.
hate that
So
Venom
again,
face off
we're
to the
really
side
lucky to
though
work
as
with a lot
well.
of
It was like
current Marvel artists who are
it's
experts with this
coming
stuff.
out
And so
from
these are
Eddie.
just
I
three or
understand
four
that's the
examples.
point,
I'm a big
but
fan of that Venom half face, half. Oh, so gross.
All right, I got another pop quiz for the audience before we move on to the next card.
These are
So
cool.
we said
I
we
like
were going
these.
to reveal another saga. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you hear the word saga, where does your mind go? Like in unison. Perfect. All right, let's see the Clone Saga.
Yeah, so
The
here's
Clone
the main set version.
Saga.
We saw Bill
3 and a
Singer's
blue.
art
Surveil
on
3.
the-
When
the
you next
Craven
cast a creature spell this
last
turn,
month
copy
as
it,
well.
except the copy
Bill
isn't
Singer's a really
legendary.
important artist
Love
in
reading
movies
that.
and comic books.
Choose a
He
card
was one of the
name.
first people
Whenever
in the
a
mainstream
creature
comic
with
world
the
to
chosen
use
name deals combat
collage
damage to a player
and
this turn,
mimeograph
draw a card.
and photorealism and really like
Uh,
play with
that's
the art style in a way that
cool.
he had really done
Again,
before. And he
I'm
also illustrated
familiar a
cards
little bit
way
with the
back in
Clone
day.
Saga stuff.
Right in
It's
the-
actually kind of
Yeah,
funny.
well,
So
it's
some of
really
you who
exciting to
know
get back
me,
in for this
I
stuff.
have. I'm
Like
gonna
another one
pause
of
this
those
real
cards.
quick. You all kind of know I have a toy collection as well. Like outside of Magic, I'm also an avid toy person as well, and I have a shelf actually dedicated up over there. You can't see it in frame, but it's up over that way, whatever. My Marvel toys are kind of all sort of separated by their sort of category or sort of like their theming as a whole. And my one shelf over there specifically is Spider-Man. And just through sheer like the ones that I've been able to find and the ones that I've been able to buy up on that specific comic shelf over there, most of my Spider-Men up there are actually the Ben Reilly versions. I actually don't have as many of the Peter Parker or any other named characters. Like I can see I've got like the classic Peter one up there and like Armor, like Marks 2, Mark 3, and some couple other ones from like the PS4 game and whatever. But then the other ones that are over there is like Scarlet Spider, that's Ben. Another like ultimate version is with kind of like a sideways spider emblem on it. That's also Ben. Chasm, who is like a twisted version of Ben. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just somehow accidentally had most of my spider collection end up being Ben Reilly instead of Peter Parker, which is fun. You know, I think Scarlet Spider is one of my favorite designs for Spider-Man as a whole. The sort of like hoodie over top of the suit. The costume is very cool. I like that a lot.
And then we realized that he is a clone. It was a very, for the Spider-Man readers, that's one of my favorite moments. And we did know, by the way, when we started making the set and we decided to do sagas, it was a given that we were doing the Clone Saga, because there's no way in the world we're doing sagas and not doing the Clone Saga.
How could we let you all down? You all knew we had to do it.
People have bugged me about this online, like, you better be doing the Clone Saga.
We did.
People really like the Clone Saga, though.
Another thing we did in the collection.
Not again,
phase
nothing
is,
I've
of
never
course,
read,
Spider-Man set.
I should
We
say.
have to focus on Spider-Man.
Yep.
So let's start showing this video that runs through. Okay, we've got spectacular
Ooh,
Spider-Man
that's
black
cool.
suit, and
So-
then
Oh, what?
This whole idea gave us a couple of fun things to do. One was use a bunch of Spider-Mans that weren't in the set.
Yep.
And another is to make
Are on the set.
and then put your
What
set.
are
And
these?
to also riff on the idea of like variant covers that comic books do that people get really excited about, right? So there's 8
Ah.
different.
yep.
It's the
We're
bombastic
gonna come back
bag
to each one of
man.
Yeah, there's 8 different versions of these. They're all drawn by the same artist, Roberta Ingranata, who totally like knocked it out of the park.
Spider Armor Mark 1. That's one of my
Alright. So let's
favorite.
go through these one by one.
suits.
So let's move to the spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Roberta.
Yeah, we've
really
seen
understood
this
what we were
card,
looking for here
Spectacular
because the pose is
Spider-Man.
really important. Knowing we were going to riff it 8 times, we needed the logo on the costume to be really, really visible because they changed from suit to suit. We needed the webbing to be visible, and then we had the same background and the same setting for each card. But the art director working on this project, Aliana Rude, had this amazing idea to change the time of day and the time of year for the background so that the colors could shift card to card. Even
Yeah,
just
that's a
little
cool
bit
that's a
more
cool
and
design
really,
idea.
like,
It's like
set
you
off
can
the
change the
colors of
suit,
each
change
day.
the background,
Yeah,
have
we
the
see
card
that
be
as we go
exactly
through,
the
including
same,
our
but
next
you could
one,
get
Mark,
whatever
we know is
suit
one of
you
your
like.
favorites, which
Yes, yes.
The
This
most.
is one of my favorites. So, one of the things that's real fun as a Spider-Man fan is just there's so many great moments. So, Secret
That
Wars
one's
was
very
an event
cool.
that happened many years ago.
I like the
Scripts on
detail,
standards,
the
a whole bunch of
web
heroes,
coming
villains,
out
and
from the
who's gonna fight
top
each
of
other.
it. For
But while they were
those who
there,
don't know,
Spider-Man
like
got
with
this
the
black
black
suit.
suit being
And then
like
for quite a while,
symbiote,
he
it
wore the
doesn't
black
like
suit, and then
produce the
something
web
weird
from
going on, so he
underneath
decided
like
to
the
go
natural
get it
sort
checked
of
out by
way.
Reed Richards.
It comes
And then Reed
out
Richards
from
was
like the
"It's
little white
alive."
patch that's on
And I
top.
remember that just blew my mind. So the suit would turn into Venom. That's where Venom
I
came
like
from,
that one a
he
lot.
was
This
alive.
this
Spider-Man
position
rejected
of
him,
the
is what made
white
Venom not that
background
great
with
Spider-Man.
the black suit
All
on
right,
the
next
front
up we have
face.
Spider Armor Mark 1.
Beautiful. The disco suit. In springtime, I love the
I
juxtaposition
like
of
this
the delicate
one.
flower
This
petals
one's
with their
very
shiny
very cool.
bulletproof armor.
a favorite game of mine and my brother's
this is a really
is
cool
one of
one.
those
This one's
original.
at
It
night,
was a Spider-Man
right, which is
game
a
on
great way to
PS1,
night
and
because
your
in New York City,
armor
which
that
is
you
a
would
bright
be able to pick
time
up as a
in New York,
pickup
so
in
it's a
that
great way
game
to set
was
up
the
the
Spider
holiday
Armor
boxes.
Mark 1.
All right, and then we have the sensational suit.
Clone Ben Riley, looking very, very.
Oh, that's
cool.
that's
probably
one of
one
the
of
that's
the
one of the
half
suit
color
ones I
boots.
have over there.
Big fan of that.
Sensation, yeah, the sensational suit.
then we
I
start
have
getting a little
that. That
weird with
one's
the
just up there.
6 arms.
Aha!
Right?
Now I learned what
The
that
growth
suit is
slow,
actually
so
called.
Clearly,
Don't take random serums. That's
Yep.
he should have known that.
Oh, he's got 6 arms.
Mark,
Uh-oh,
the
I didn't
last
even
two,
notice
I'm
that
gonna let
one.
You take these last
Oh,
two.
sure. So, apparently all my stories involve the Fantastic Four. So, there's a period in time where
Future
Johnny
Foundation
Storm,
suit.
died.
Yeah, that one's
Oh,
very
spoiler,
slick. I like that one a
but
lot. The
Spider-Man
white
joined
and
the
black.
Fantastic Four.
I
And
love
while he's in the Fantastic Four,
the
they
bug
made a
eyes
special
kind of
called
go a
Future
little bit
Foundation
further
suit, which
back
was the
onto
white
the
suit
mask.
style
That
for
one's
life,
very
and they
cool.
matched, the rest of the Fantastic Four had white suits as well. But anyway, I've always liked this suit. It's one of my favorite suits.
And then,
then-
the audience's favorite.
Yes. So after they
The
find out that his
bombastic
suit is
bag
Venom, he can't
man.
wear it 'cause it's Venom.
This is
So
a
he
toy
has to borrow stuff
that
from
I
the Fantastic
missed an
Four to get
opportunity
home.
to
He
get.
puts the
I
Batman tag,
really
and they
wanted
refer
to
the
get this
bombastic
one.
Bagman suit,
I
and so
saw
anyway,
it
it's fun. How do we not
once,
do the
I want to
bombastic
say,
Bagman?
It's also the most
but
unrealistic
didn't get a
one
chance to
because his
buy
feet
it.
are
But
bare
that's
at
all
the
right.
knee, which is impossible. He's
I'll
right
get
on
it
the
again
rooftop in New
someday.
York City.
I'll
It's
see it
not
again
nice.
someday.
We knew you'd
Mostly
like
just
this
because
one.
the
And
suit
so
kind of
while
really
we're talking
matched
about
with the
collectability,
Fantastic
we've got
Four,
something
who I
we're really
have
excited
up on
about.
the
Let's
shelf
put,
as well
this
in
up on
the suit
screen.
colors
We've
that I
got
prefer.
a comic to give away with an exclusive cover featuring Bagman. Mark,
Yay!
how did you
That's
get this
cool.
comic?
There are 2 ways to get this.
Fun
The
for
first
the
is you go to
people
our
there
booth,
at the
and while
event
supplies
themselves.
last,
They
you
get
can
themselves
one
a
at the
fun
Wizard
little
Code booth in
comic.
the Arch.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Saturday,
not
Sunday,
not
Monday.
today. Yep.
And also while you're there, you can
Bombastic
get a,
Bagman was actually also a
welcome
costume you
back
can
to Spider-Man.
unlock in that said
The
PS1
second
game
way
that
to
I was
get it is
talking
a
about.
Barbie
I had it on
Bear.
computer, but I know it was also available on the PlayStation, the original, I want to say.
Card and the comic, so.
It was very fun. I liked that
Absolutely.
game a
We're
lot.
glad you're
Had a
here.
lot of really good quips in it as well, you know,
Alright,
between
so,
like Spider-Man
let's hear a little
himself
bit.
and
Who is excited
Venom
for
and the
this
other
set? With
villains that you would face in that one as well.
That's what I like.
Mine would
Okay.
always break though. I had a PC copy that would always
We're
crash.
going
We
to
never
enjoy.
had
So,
much of a chance to
we're
actually
going dates
finish
up on
it.
the
Like
screen,
sometimes
mark
it
your
worked,
calendars.
sometimes it didn't.
The Magic the Gathering Marvel Spider-Man
Preview
debut
season,
exists today. Right now you're here. You're watching it.
Debut,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's today is the 29th.
Previews start.
Previews
next
are
week.
on
We're gonna
the
do them
1st
all
to
week.
the
We're gonna
5th,
have
and the
full
full
card
gallery is out
That's
on the
gonna be
5th.
full
Wow,
set.
so only
It's
a
gonna be
week of
on
previews, huh?
dailientg.com. Again,
Well,
throughout
that
the
makes
week and on
our
September
job
5th.
easy here for the channel.
Previews are going to be available around the internet at news outlets with your favorite creators. There's an article called "Where to Find Marvel Spider-Man Previews."
Very
on
cool.
dailientg.com. That'll let you know where all of those are going to show
So
up.
we're going to be getting
We're gonna
Spider-Man
do
stuff
it. We're taking the
all
whole
over the
thing.
course of this week.
Next, we have a slew of cool events.
Set release
First up,
experience.
at
So
local
pre-release
Olympian
is
Games, our
the
pre-release events are going to be taking
19th to
place
the
September 19th to
25th. That's
25th.
cool.
And if you happen to live near a Disney store retail location in Times Square, London.
I don't live.
Disney
I mean,
World,
I guess
Florida,
I'm
or
not. I don't
Disneyland,
live that
California,
far
or
from
even
New
Kentucky,
York, so I
there's going to be a
suppose it's
special
not
launch
that
event at
unreasonable
those
that I could make it
locations
up that
on
way. But I'm
September
not doing
19th.
that for something
So
like
very cool,
this.
something we've never done before. Really excited for those.
And then releases
And
on
then
September
the global release
26th. So we,
everywhere you
I'm
find Magic.
going on
You're gonna be
I
able to
start a
pick up this
vacation
set
that
on
week as well. So
September
yeah, I'll be
26th.
available for the
But it doesn't
Spider-Man
end there,
launch.
because we are celebrating this set with a number of events. So Magic
Woohoo,
Academy, for those who
events.
don't
We
know,
love
is a great
events.
way to learn how to play Magic. So if you're one of those folks in the audience or watching at home
MagicCon,
who's really,
MagicCon
loves
Atlanta.
Spider-Man,
That
never
is
played Magic, never
shout
played
out
Magic
to
before,
our friends
check with
in
the
the
local game
Discord
store
who are going to
when
be
they are running this
attending
Academy
that event. I
taking
hope you
place
guys
September
get a
26th through
opportunity
November
to
13th.
maybe
Great way
play
to learn.
some of the Spider-Man,
And then,
pick
of
up some of the
course,
Spider-Man
we're gonna be at
cards maybe.
MagicCon
I know you guys as part
Yeah,
of
we'll be
some of them
there.
attending that
We're gonna be
event
there. We're
in
gonna
their
be
gift
September
bags
26th through
for the event.
28th.
I
If you've never
think
been
you
to a
get
MagicCon, they're
collector
amazing. It's
boosters.
playing
So,
Magic
you know,
everywhere, and
good
Marvel
luck
fans, so you can
on
all
those,
support
I
that event.
suppose. You all
If
have
you're looking
fun
to play
at that
a
event.
Standard event, we have two spotlights.
Spider-Man: The
Spotlights. So these are
Final
large,
Battle. I
in this
wonder
case,
what that's
standard
all
tournaments.
about.
They're taking place in Baltimore and Liverpool. October
Magic
24th through
Spotlight,
26th in
Spider-Man,
Baltimore, and October 21st through
Liverpool.
November 2nd in Liverpool. And finally, intended a little bit, Spider-Man: The Final Battle, happening November 1st through 9th, is a new event. So this is for aimed at our competitive players. These are running November 1 through 9 in WPN store, so check with your local game store. It's going to be a standard constructed event, and it's going to have the winner of the event is going to receive a special variant cover copy of The Amazing Spider-Man #1, 2025. And we're going to reveal what that comic looks like later this week. Again, head to dailymtg.com, look for an article titled
So the winner
Where
of that
to
event
Play Marvel Spider-Man. That's
gets
going
a
to
comic?
show off what that comic looks like, but look for the final battle at a local game store near you. We're almost done, but I didn't say we were done with reveals, because we're not. We've got
One more preview.
share with you a secret layer. We use that all the time. but
Oh,
we're gonna keep
secret
using it.
layer stuff now. All right.
So let's take a look. And Sarah, why don't you tell us what we are looking at here?
What's going on
So, this
here?
is the only
Oh,
place
Daily
we get to see the set.
Bugle.
Not in the set.
Well, in the secret
In the secret.
layer.
This is
yeah, that's
secret
what I mean.
layers. Okay, secret layer. So scheming
We
symmetry.
made a series of cards that look
Can
like
New York
front
handle
covers of
two
the
masked
manual.
menaces?
I love when we do this, when we try to make a Magic card look like something else.
Sorcery!
The software of it is so much fun.
That's kind of cool. All right, so
each
the
card,
secret
the
layer is going to be a
headline
bunch
is the title
of
the card, and there's all these,
newspaper
fun little,
prints.
Easter eggs all over the place of different text. As well as the type line gets moved around.
I
so,
don't know.
you
There's
can mimic,
there's a
some plain
little
lines and
too
stuff.
many words
And,
on
we're
here.
really
Like
super psyched about
you
these.
already
Another
like
thing that
because
happened, though, with
traditional
the Daily
reading
Bugle,
is
I said,
like
throughout
okay,
level
here we go.
3,
You can
the
see
Daily
all
Bugles
the
looked different
cards.
based
There we go. Okay, so Blasphemous Act. I mean, again, everybody knows that. Factor Fiction, Scheming Symmetry, Frantic Search, and Impact Tremors. A very Grixis collection. So I suppose for all you Grixis enjoyers out there, there you go. Here's a collection like that. Although, like 3 of these being spells and then Impact Tremors, I guess.
The newspaper
It's
itself
not bad.
has looked
It's
different
not bad
based on
collection.
which artist is drawing it.
There's
And we
almost
realized that
no
within
value
Blasphemous, we
there.
had it
I can
making
tell you
sense.
that
So
much
once
for
we created
certain.
this set, we kinda
Like
retconned the whole
Blasphemous
card
Act
to make
only
it all
holds
look
at
different, so
about
there was continuity through the set.
Oh, so the
$3
main set, you can see
bucks
the Daily Bugle in
max.
It's gonna look like that.
Scheming Symmetry, I think, is also
So
maybe
these, they come
$4 or
in foil or in
$5,
non-foil, and they are
maybe.
available as part of the Marvel
Impact Tremors is a
Spider-Man
common. Frantic
drop.
Search is a
Yeah, so we're gonna
common,
need
and
more
Factor
drops
Fiction,
in
I
that
think, is
super
also
drop.
just an
If you
uncommon.
want to know more details about that entire
So,
super drop, head to
that's probably gonna be a
magicsecretlayer.com and make sure
skip
you
for
sign up
me,
for
folks.
notifications.
Sorry.
All right, that is it. That is all the reveals we have. So thank you, friends, for joining us today.
And they said,
You're
all right, and that
fantastic
is all the
audience.
reveals. Okay, and that is the end of the stream. So let's just click that back to here for right now. Okay. Cool. So thoughts on this debut. They didn't quite show as much as I thought they were going to. Basically, the Sinister Six, a cool spell. They showed the secret layer. The draft archetypes, the only 5 of them that they're doing, by the way, because again, the focus on this draft event is the pick 2 sort of thing. But outside of that, cool alternate art variants, some of the promo-y stuff. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the actual like debut season itself kicking off starting next week. But this opening reveal, this opening act on the stuff that they've shown, very cool. I'm excited to see some of these cards. Overall, from what was revealed right now, I'd want to say my most hype card was the Electro. Let's go back to him for just a moment. Electro, yeah. I think so far this has been the most exciting card that I have seen from this collection. Just that Bergie mentality of being able to just kind of storm off, but you don't have to worry about that mana being lost. It means you can do tricky stuff in like combat at end steps and second mains, off turn and on turn, to just bank up this reservoir of red mana and just kind of go do your thing, go do a murder or something. I think that's very exciting. Let's see if we can find him as well. This guy as well. This upkeep, discard a card and make a treasure also seems quite exciting for the decks that care about that kind of thing. The Reanimators, the Madness, the Threshold, Delirium, and then you just get mana production out of that as well. I like that. This one seems very, very cool to me. So, but I think that is going to do it for my thoughts here on the opening debut of Magic the Gathering Spider-Man. Be sure to hang out and check out here on the channel here very soon of all of our upcoming spoiler talks, preview, panel-y stuff as it comes out over the course of this upcoming week. And we'll see you all again real soon here on the channel. Thank you all for hanging out, and catch you all again real soon.